Fairies and Giants from the Wand of Youth Suite by Edward Elgar. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a magical forest where fairies spent their days playing in the flowers and dancing among the trees. The fairies played without fear, for they only came out when the giants, who also lived in the forest, slept soundly in their cave. Life went on like this, with the fairies dancing and making merry while the giants slept. They played games, flying quickly between the leafy branches of the forest, and they laughed joyfully with their animal friends. When it was time for the giants to wake and chop their wood, the fairies would dash out their lights and hide deep in the trees where they couldn't be spotted. The giants were mean and didn't care about the forest. They destroyed the trees and set fires everywhere, leaving the fairies and animals scampering for their lives. The giants were so big and powerful, and they did as they pleased because there was no one brave enough or strong enough to stop them. The fairies were distraught at the sight of their forest and their friends burning to the ground. Their sadness was so deep that they wept endless tears that coated the forest in magical droplets and stopped the burning, turning the fires to calm, blue smoke. Seeing their care and tenderness, the magic of the forest came out to help the fairies. Soon, there was a great downpour of rain. It healed all of the burning in the woods and calmed all of the creatures that called the forest home. The giants were furious. All of their logs had been soaked, and they would have to redo all of their work. In an angry frenzy, they began to swing their axes at the pesky fairies, who took to the air and flew for their lives, dodging this way and that to escape the flames. Then, all of a sudden, the forest came alive to repay the fairies for saving it from the giants' fires. It joined the fight with the fairies and chased the giants all the way back to their cave. The giants were so scared and ran so far that they were never heard or seen again. The fairies, with some help from the forest, could finally live in peace. The fairies celebrated their new life without the giants and lived happily ever after.